Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Jake with Fitness Insider coming at you guys with another good one today. But first, as always, hit that subscribe button, join the family, man. To everybody that has subscribed and been leaving positive comments, getting involved in the comment section, I appreciate you guys. This is exactly what I created this channel for, and it's been a lot of fun talking with you guys, and I hope to have more of you guys get involved, so... thank you to everybody that has been. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and get into the video. First off, I got, I don't want to call it a Shawn Rhoden update because I can't really confirm whether these pictures are new or old, but he doesn't state one way or the other. He doesn't clarify, but if I had to guess, I'm leaning towards old pictures because I did see a video recently and he did not look this diced, but Shawn Rhoden has been known to get pretty ripped pretty quick. So with the last video I seen, he was not so off season that he couldn't do this in about a month's time, I don't think. Anyways, either way, it's kind of irrelevant, I guess. It's new pictures. I wanted to update you on the possibility that they could be new. In the comment section, somebody basically said that you look about 8 weeks out, and he never really, confirmed it or denied it. He just kind of stepped around the question, which is fine, But either way, yeah, Shawn Rhoden, man, I think even though he's, 43 years old, I think he still has several years left in the tank if he wanted to compete, if he could compete. I definitely think he'd step back up on that Olympia stage, and, he probably could still claim the title. And I would love to see that, if he's proven innocent and whatnot, because he's a good talent, man. He has a lot of genetic gifts, and I think he has more left to do in this sport. So I'll keep you guys updated on any information or news that comes out about Shawn. So anyways, guys, let's move on. And moving along, guys, we're going to go into a story about Sergio Oliva Jr. And again, I've said before, I'll say it again, he's looking amazing. He looks like a beast. Between him and Patrick Moore have been putting the most updates out as far as, revealing what their physique is looking like closer and closer and closer to the Arnold. And I appreciate that so much, man. I think that's so cool when bodybuilders, they don't just kind of shut themselves inside and wear sweatshirts and hide their physique until they step on stage. I get why people do that, but I think it's so cool in this day and age. I think some of the newer bodybuilders understand this. I think some of the older style guys, I don't think they get this, but social media is a very powerful tool for a bodybuilder, man. And if you're not utilizing that, you're missing out on a lot of potential good that could come from it. And I just think a lot of guys need to take note from the people who are using social media, because it's doing a lot for their image. It's giving them momentum too. If you don't think that Patrick Moore and Sergio are getting more momentum going into the show because they look like beasts in every day, all these pictures that they're putting up every single day, it's building a lot of hype behind their names, and that's a very good thing to have when you're going into a show. The judges are going to be looking for these guys, so I think it's a very good thing that these two guys are doing it. And as you can see, man, Sergio looks like a beast. His conditioning looks amazing already. I mean, look how massive his shoulders and arms look right here. And again, they are gym photos, so it might not translate, perfectly one-to-one when they step on stage. Maybe they're a little bit more depleted. Maybe they spill over and they're not as defined, but we'll just see what happens. But I think it's cool that Sergio's actually giving us reveals, and same thing with Patrick Moore. And the funniest part about actually those two guys is, if you haven't been watching the RX Muscle channel, definitely check that out. They have one of the better bodybuilding sites up there. I would say Nick Strength and Power and RX Muscle are probably my two favorite bodybuilding channels. And they just both put out good content. And I was watching the RX Muscle, and they did an interview with Sergio, then they did another one right after with Patrick Moore, and these guys kind of created a little bit of a squabble. And it's kind of funny, man, because now, at the very least, it's building up some hype and a little bit of a rivalry between these two, so that maybe they will get stood on stage next to each other in the Arnold, and we'll be able to get a little bit more hype around this thing. It'll make it a little bit more fun and, make the stakes a little bit bigger when it actually comes show day. So anyways, guys, that was cool pictures that Sergio posted up, and I will definitely keep you guys updated as they keep coming in. And next, we are going to talk about Nathan Asha. Now, Nathan Asha was basically a late addition to the Arnold Classic roster. Nathan Asha, man, he is definitely a top 10 Mr. Olympia competitor. He is, he's like a tried and true bodybuilder, man. He's definitely one of the rising stars, and he's done some big things in bodybuilding already. He's never claimed any of the massive titles, or been like a super big threat to either the Arnold or the Olympia, but he definitely has potential to be one of those guys. Okay, he has great genetics, he has good round muscle bellies, and he's filling in some of the weaknesses that he had from his earlier days. And yeah, he's just looking amazing lately. He put on a lot of size in the last couple years, and he posted up some new training videos where he just looks like a freaking monster, man. And here's one of them right now, doing shoulders, obviously, and man, you can tell, like, because a lot of people were questioning whether he was going to come in conditioned, but I believe he's not known for having the crispest conditioning in the world, but I definitely think all these guys going into the show, all the updates that I'm seeing, most people look much leaner this far out than they have in the past. I try to follow a lot of these guys before they go into these shows, and it seems like a lot of these guys are already pretty dialed in, and that's great to see because it's going to make the show that much more exciting. And I definitely think Nathan Asha, with great conditioning, he is a dangerous competitor, man. I can't even predict where he's going to end up because he's one of those guys where he is genetically amazing, but he's not so great genetically to where he can afford to be off, like Big Ramy coming in off a little bit, he's still going to place high. But Nathan Asha, if he don't show up in pretty dang good conditioning, he's probably not going to be in that 4th or 5th spot, because there's so many other guys that can definitely hit that same spot. So if Nathan does come in with super dry, good conditioning, I could easily see him being a 4th or a 5th place. So we're just going to have to see how that plays out. All right, guys, and next I figured we'd talk about Flex Lewis, right? He is looking insane. Now, a lot of people, when Flex announced that he was doing the Men's Open, after he won his last title in the 212, he announced that he was done with that. He was moving to the Men's Open. He was taking a year off to put on mass, and that he would compete in 2020. It is now 2020. He was given a special invite to the Men's Open Mr. Olympia, which is awesome. That way he doesn't have to waste time trying to qualify, and he can spend the whole year really focusing on that one appearance. And I'm telling you, man, Flex Lewis, I don't even have to tell you. All you guys are already aware as well as I am. I mean, this dude is a freak, man. He is a genetic phenom. He looks amazing. I know he is definitely one of the shorter guys, but let's be real, man. The top 3 in the 2019 Olympia, they were all about the same height, man. And Hadi Chupan, who took 3rd, who probably should have taken 2nd. It was that close between him and William. It was very close. So either way, William or Hadi in 2nd, I could see either way. But Flex standing up there with those guys, that would have been a hard competition to choose from, because if you look at Flex's last Olympia he did in the 212, he was razor sharp, man. Super complete. There's really no missing body parts. He has one of the best backs in any lineup, any division. I mean, his back is crazy. He posted up a picture like a year ago where it almost looked like Dorian Yates' back. It was crazy, man. And while he's probably not the widest guy, he don't have the biggest structure, being a shorter guy, he makes use of the structure that he has in the best way possible. And Flex, I'm telling you, he is going to be a very successful Men's Open competitor. A lot of people do see this. A lot of people think that he could come in his first Olympia and place top 5. I have no problem with that, man. I could totally see that. It's hard to say because maybe the extra weight that he puts on, maybe it does something to his lines in proportion where maybe it doesn't look as great. But I don't think so, man, because when Hadi went up to Men's Open, a lot of people thought that he wasn't going to size up with all the big boys, right? He looked phenomenal up there. In fact, he had probably the best conditioning on that stage, and he still looked great. His lines looked great. So I think Flex is going to fit right in and do amazing. So I cannot wait to see how things go for Flex. Alright, guys, and the last thing I got for you today is about Big Ramy, okay? So I just will let you know, because I'm not trying to put anything out that's confusing. This picture and the first video I got of him are not recent, but they're just proving a point. And the last video is something that he just posted up on his Instagram story. So the last one is something he recently posted up, just so you know. But anyways, I posted up these old ones just so you can see. The main point I have here is some people are questioning whether he's going to come in on. This stuff right here was taken from the end of last year. So that was a long time ago. And he already looks almost stage ready at this point. And I'm not saying that, you know, he couldn't have put on a little bit more fat or water and then had to diet back down again. But it almost looks like he got to a lean point and never let himself get into an off-season type look. It seems like he got to a certain body weight, and it seems like he held it at a pretty good off-season condition to where he looked pretty good. I mean, he looks phenomenal right here. And this, again, this is from the end of last year. And this is the video right here. This is the new one where he's just pushing this weight around like it's nothing. And as you can see, man, he's covered up. It's really hard to see. I can't say I blame the guy. I wish he'd give us a little bit more of a reveal this close, but hey, that's fine. If he wants to build the suspense, all the power to him. But yeah, man, Big Ramy, man, I really hope the best for this guy. I really want to see him come in at his best ever and win the show. And I'll be honest, I think that's what's going to happen. I really think this guy's going to come in and just I think he's going to win the show, and, you know, he's going to prove a lot of people wrong, I think. And you know what? It's going to be an amazing sight if he does it. But anyways, guys, thanks for sticking around. Everybody that did hang around, I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe if you like what you see. I will see you on the next one.